And what's up guys, CB here. Today we're back with another video, and today we're taking a look at the new leaked cards in the Extreme Force pack. So this is the next pack coming out after Code of the Duelist. So if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure you hit that like button down below, and let's get right into it. So this is on YG Organization. I'll put the link down below, and I'll show you guys some of the new cards. So first we have Bit Trooper, a level 4 Earth Cyberse effect monster. 1500 attack, 2000 defense, and you can only use this effect of this name's card once per turn. You can send one level 2 or lower monster from your hand to the graveyard and special summon this card from your hand. Okay, that's really cool. So I imagine you can do some easy link plays into Mrs. Radiant if you have another Earth monster on the field, or some easy Xyz plays for level 4. So that's pretty interesting. Next we have Betlink Wall Dragon, a level 6 Earth Dragon, 0 attack, 2100 defense, cannot be normal summoned or set, must first be special summoned by this card's effects. When you link summon a monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, place 2 counters on this card. His second effect, neither player can link summon a link monster whose link rating is higher than the number of counters on this card. Also, only link monsters can attack. So, let's say if this card has 2 counters on it, you can only link summon a monster that uses 2 materials. So, if this is on the field, then you can only link summon either like Aram, the World Chalice Blade Master, or Mrs. Radiant, or because those have 2 materials needed. So, and then if a monster is link summoned, remove 2 counters from this card, which can actually stop you from link summoning, which is really interesting. And then once per turn during the standby phase, place a counter on this card. So this card will serve as a pretty good floodgate to stop your opponent from link summoning monsters. So I'd imagine you'd link summon a monster like that's your powerhouse, like Revolver did, which for him it was Topologic Bomber Dragon, I think. And then he special summon this Betlink Wall Dragon to basically stop your opponent, so you can stop your opponent from link summoning. Next we have a new archetype, Mythical Beast. So this is Mythical Beast Jackal, a level 1 Dark Spellcaster Pendulum effect monster, 0 attack, defense 1400, pendulum scale 4, and his pendulum effect is if you do not control another card in your pendulum zone, you can target one face-up card you control and place a spell counter on it. Destroy this card, and if you do, place 1 spell counter on that card. His monster effect, each time a spell card is activated, place 1 spell counter on this card when it resolves, and then you can remove up to 3 spell counters from your field, then tribute this card, special summon 1 Mythical Beast effect monster from your deck, except Mythical Beast Jackal. So that's a really cool effect. I'm excited to see that spell counters are coming back, because that was forever ago. Next we have Mythical Beast Master Cerberus, a level 8 light spellcaster, pendulum effect. Attack 2800, defense 2800, pendulum scale 4. If you do not control a card in your other pendulum zone, you can destroy this card, and if you do, add 1 Mythical Beast effect monster from your deck to your hand. Okay, so I'm interested to see if more of these pendulum monsters have this effect of only having 1 card in your pendulum zone. And then each time a spell card is activated, place 2 spell counters on this card when that spell card resolves. If there are 4 or more spell counters on the field, this card cannot be destroyed by card effects. So, easy way to defend him. Once per turn, you can remove 4 spell counters from your field, then target 1 monster your opponent controls, banish it, and if you do, this card gains attack equal to the original attack of the banished monster until the end of this turn. Okay, that is a really good effect. Basically, you're just absorbing your opponent's monster's attack until the end of the turn. That's really good. And I don't know, but it seems like there's the easy way to bring this out is by using this card's effect. So with the 3 spell counters on the field, you can remove those, tribute it, and then maybe you can special summon this card, because in its effect it says nothing about it being special summoned. So that might be an easy way to bring out Master Cerberus. Next, we have some new Link monsters. Xcode Talker, who is a Link 3 Wind Cyberse Link effect monster. Attack 2300. Links up, left, and right. The materials 2+ Cyber effect monsters, so you'd probably be seeing this in a Cyberse deck. When this card is link summoned, you can choose a number of unused main monster zones equal to the number of monsters in the extra monster zone. Those main monster zones cannot be used while this monster remains face up. And then monsters that this card points to gain 500 attack. Also, they cannot be destroyed by card effects. This seems like a really mediocre card. I don't even know if I could say mediocre. Just meh. Because, first of all, you don't want to link summon him as your first link monster, because then your opponent can place a monster right in front of it, and that monster will gain 500 attack. Also, just these arrows don't point to anything if it's in the extra monster zone. Like, you would have to link summon a link spider to then do this, and I just don't think it's worth it. Like, it just doesn't seem like a great card, and its effect is just ugh. So next we have 3 Burst Blast Dragon, a Link 3 Dark Dragon Link effect monster. His Link arrows are up, left, and down, and then an attack of 2400. Once returned when a spell or trap card is activated or monster effect is activated during the damage step, you can negate the activation. So basically, this card stops cards like Honest, Honesty Neos, Collude the I think it's Collude the Moonshadow. So basically cards that can increase your monster's attack points during the damage step. So that's interesting. This card attacks a defensive position monster, inflict piercing damage, and then during your main phase, except the turn this card was special summoned, you contribute this card, then target 1 Link 2 or lower monster in your graveyard, special summon it, then you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower dragon monster from your hand. Okay, that's interesting. I'm curious to see what decks this would use. I know if you were to make a deck using revolvers, like dragon cards, if you've seen the anime, you know what I'm talking about. But if you use those monsters, then this card could possibly be useful. So next, we have Fire Prison. Dragon monsters on the field gain 300 defense. Neither player can attempt to link summon a link monster that has less link arrows than any link monster already on the field. Also, only link monsters can attack. Okay, so let's think about this. If you were to have a Deco Talker on the field, and you have this card, that basically means your opponent cannot link summon a monster that has like 2 link arrows or 1 link arrow. It has to be 3 or higher, or 4 or higher. We haven't seen any monsters that have link 5, but that you guys get what I mean. And then if there are 2 or more Cyberse link monsters in the field, apply the following effects. When a Cyberse monster activate effects resolves, you can negate the effect. And then Cyberse monsters on the field cannot attack or be targeted for attacks or effects. I don't know, this spell cards just seems too situational. It doesn't seem great to me, but I could see it serving as a floodgate, mostly for this first effect. Like this effect to me seems too specific, and then this effect, I imagine like this would be a field spell, or a spell that would be teched into, I don't know, maybe Blue Eyes could use this, but again, Blue Eyes are mostly in attack mode, so I don't know what to say. Next, for some more spells, we have Magical Boost, a quick play spell card. So its effects are: you send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard, then target 1 face-up card on the field that you can place a spell counter on, place 2 spell counters on that card, and then if this card is in its owner's possession, it's destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon 1 monster from your deck, then place a spell counter that you can place a spell counter on, and if you do, place 2 spell counters on it. So that's really cool. Again, more cards with spell counters. Next we have Parallel Port Armor, a normal trap card. Target 1 link monster you control, equip it with this card. It cannot be targeted for your opponent's card effects, also can't be destroyed by battle, and then you can banish this card and 2 link monsters from your graveyard, then target 1 link monster you control. That monster can attack twice during the battle phase this turn. Next we have Magical Burst, a continuous trap card. You can only use this card's name effect once per turn. Each time an opponent's monster effect is activated, place 1 spell counter on this card when that effect resolves, and then you can send this card with 6 or more spell counters to the graveyard, add 1 spell card from your deck to your hand. Alright, that seems pretty interesting. Again, I'm really liking more cards that support an older archetype. So next, let's take a look at the structure deck or Surge of Divine Light. So we have EBE, a level 1 light fairy type monster with 500 attack and 200 defense. So, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can banish up to 2 light fairy monsters from your graveyard or field, except this card for each monster banished this way. Add 1 level 2 or lower light fairy monster from your deck to your hand, except EBE. So, EBE means extraterrestrial biological entity, and it might be switched to EVA. Alright, so that's interesting. Next we have Sanctuary of Parshath, a continuous spell card. This card's treated as Sanctuary in the sky while it's in the field or graveyard. And then fairy monsters gain 300 attack and defense. Also, face down spells or traps on the field cannot be destroyed or targeted by card effects. That's really interesting. We do know that there is going to be a new fairy, like Parshath boss monster coming out, so that's going to be really interesting. And also, I like how this card can protect your back row from Twin Twisters or just any other card effects that can destroy set spells or traps. Then once per turn, you can target 3 cards with different names in your graveyard that are counter traps and or fairy monsters. Place them on the top of your deck in any order. Next, we have Reincarnating Parshath, a counter trap card. When a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated, you can reveal 1 counter trap in your hand, discard 1 card, and pay 1,000 life points. Negate the activation. If you do, return that card to the deck. Then you can special summon 1 Parshath monster from your deck or extra deck. That's a really cool trap card. I also like this bit here saying or extra deck, so that means we might be getting a Parshath extra deck monster. Next, we have the extra pack for 2017. We have Revendread Slayer as an ultra rare. To be honest, I think Revendread Slayer should have been released in Code the Duelist as an ultra rare. I think initially releasing it as a rare kind of does the card a disservice, because this card's really cool. Vendread monsters are really cool, and I would have really liked to have got some ultra rare Slayers in Code of the Duelist. We have Vendread Revenants, Vendread Hound Horde, Revendread Origin, Vendread Reorigin, which I guess is being reprinted as a common, which is cool. Formula Athlete, okay, so that's their name. Formula Athlete Sonic Meister, Formula Athlete Hang On Mach, Formula Athlete Circuit Grand Prix, Formula Athlete Downforce, Ninjutsu Art Notebook. Okay, I'm interested to see what this card does. It's a continuous spell card. Then we have a Trap Space Dragster, which I imagine goes with the Formula Athletes. And then we have Fusion Recycling Plant, Pendulum Switch, and then our new promo card, Legendary Shadow the Sixth Samurai, with a Dark Warrior with level 4, 500 attack, and 2000 defense. You can only use this card's name 1 effect once per turn. When you normal or special summon a Shadow 6 Samurai monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. And then once per turn, you can banish 1 level 4 or lower 6 Samurai monster from your graveyard. This card's attribute, level, attack, and defense becomes the same as the banished monster until the end of this turn. So that's really interesting. I feel this card would be great for easy link plays into, like, I imagine the 6 Samurais have an Earth monster, so you can change this card into an Earth-type monster. Easy Mrs. Radiant. I know there's a Water 6 Samurais. Change this to Water. Easy, I think it's Starboy? I don't remember the name. So I know Starboy is a song. I was like, that's wrong, probably. But yeah, this seems like a really great card, and you can also use it for easy Xyz plays, easy synchro plays, if you need to change the level of this card to make an Xyz monster. But anyway, so that is the end of the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. Again, I'll put the link to this article down below. Overall, I'm kind of excited for what's coming out for Extreme Force. I'm excited for these Mythical Beast cards. These Link monsters, not so much. I think of the Link monsters that have been released, 3 Burst Blast Dragons, the better one. Xcode Talkers just seems bad. I like this trap card, Parallel Port Armor. And then with this structure deck, I'm interested to see what these fairy cards do. And then, as always, I'm excited for Revendread Slayer getting a reprint. And yeah, so anyways, like, favorite, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Peace.